News items that we are following up with at this time. President Bola Tinubu has approved the nomination of Olayemi Cardoso to serve as the new governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, this for a term of 5 years at the first instance, and it is pending his confirmation by the Nigerian Senate. This directive is in conformity with Section 8, subsection 1 of the Central Bank of Nigeria Act of 2007. And President Tinubu will travel to the United States on Sunday to participate in the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly. Well, economic diplomacy will top the agenda for Nigeria's president as he prioritizes efforts to attract more investments that will grow Nigeria's economy. TVC News State House correspondent Femi Akonde reports.
Special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on media and publicity arrives to brief State House correspondents on his principal's scheduled trip to New York to participate in the UN General Assembly. He says President Bola Tinubu will be one of the busiest leaders at the UN this year. The president will actively take part in the General Assembly debates, the UN Summit on SDGs, and the UN Secretary-General Climate Ambition Summit.
The president will be speaking at the UN high-level reform of the global financial architecture. This is a sequel to the engagement Mr. President had in Paris. It will essentially allow our president to lay out his vision for a fairer international financial system that does not any longer leave out developing countries from the decision-making table.
This trip to the UN comes just after a recent outing at the G20 summit in India, where President Bola Tinubu was able to attract investments worth more than $14 billion to Nigeria. Going to New York is another opportunity to engage with CEOs of global business corporations as it targets even more investments in various sectors that will boost economic growth and create jobs.
The president will also be presiding over an event that is the Nigeria Small and Medium Scale Business Summit. And this is really a very strategic one.
There is already a lineup of meetings with world leaders that are strategic in strengthening bilateral relations with Nigeria. The US, the EU Commission, Brazil, South Africa, and a growing list of leaders have agreed to meet President Tinubu for talks.
His Excellency, Mr. President's schedule of bilateral meetings. The President, again, focusing in on his economic development diplomacy, will be having investment at the front and center of his conversations with his counterparts around the world. And these engagements include bilateral meetings on the sidelines with the President of the United States, with the President of Comoros, with the President of South Africa.
Already, his popularity in the global community seems to be rising, not just as President of Nigeria, but also as the chairman of the Economic Community of West African States. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
We'll go on a break now and return for more, this time the newspaper review segment. Stay with us, you're watching TVC Breakfast Saturday.
They want me. How much is 500,000? You know, say, hey, expenses were there for this Nigeria too high. 500,000. That 500,000 say you don't even pay school fees. I go leave am. If I just see the opportunity last son, I bet just give me the fees and I go.
Even if I have a job of 1 million, I'll leave.
If I was given an opportunity to go abroad and I have a 500,000 naira paying job, I would consider what kind of job it is that I'm going to do outside. If it's a good, well-paying job, obviously they are paying in foreign currency, I'm going to take it. But if it's not as good as the one that I have staying here in Nigeria, knowing that this is my comfort zone and I can do something better here also, being patriotic and all, I'll definitely stay.
To me, I will stay here in Nigeria with my 500K. Because this is the country I've been suffering for like so many years since I was born. So going over there, like, I really don't know what I'll be facing, like seriously. But I rather stay here in Nigeria, manage 500k and get something doing.